Welcome, explorers of history and mystery, to another intriguing journey into the wonders of the ancient world. Today, our destination transcends time and space as we delve into the enigmatic marvel that has captivated human imagination for millennia, the Great Pyramid of Khufu. Nestled on the Giza Plateau, this colossal structure, built over 4,716 years ago, stands as a testament to the ingenuity and skill of the ancient Egyptians. But beyond its grandeur lies a deeper mystery, a mathematical and architectural puzzle that has baffled scholars and enthusiasts alike. In this expedition of knowledge, we will unravel the secrets concealed within the Great Pyramid's dimensions, exploring theories ranging from the golden ratio to the pi theory. Join us as we embark on a quest to understand the intentional design choices that went into crafting this iconic monument, and discover how it might hold the keys to ancient Egyptian beliefs and ideologies. It's time to unlock the secrets and connect the dots that bridge the past with the present. Let the adventure begin. The Great Pyramid of Giza, located on the Giza Plateau outside Cairo, is a remarkable architectural marvel built for Pharaoh Khufu in the 4th dynasty around 4,716 years ago. Its precision in orientation, shape, measurements, and tolerances is astonishing. The pyramid covers 13 acres, yet its deviation from true north is only 30 minutes and 6 seconds, falling within NASA's margins. The meticulous construction is evident in the maximum difference in side measurements, which is a mere 4.4 centimeters, and the minimal space between blocks, measuring 1/50th of an inch. With 2,300,000 blocks, each weighing between 2.5 to 80 tons, the builders achieved an impressive build rate, completing an average-sized block every 2 to 3 minutes during a 10-hour workday. The Great Pyramid is the last remaining of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and it remains the world's largest building, if not the tallest. Its construction has captivated people for centuries due to its enigmatic feat of architecture. Two primary theories vie for explaining the geometrical design of the Great Pyramid. One suggests that the pyramid's design is based on the golden ratio, specifically in the proportions of the cross-section triangle forming a golden ratio triangle. Another theory revolves around pi, arguing that the height of the pyramid equals the radius of a circle with a circumference equal to the perimeter of the pyramid's base. These geometric theories add an additional layer of mystery and intrigue to the already awe-inspiring structure, inviting further exploration and speculation about the intentions and knowledge of the ancient architects who created this enduring wonder. The widely held belief that the design of the Great Pyramid is based on the golden ratio is often attributed to a statement by the renowned Greek historian Herodotus, 485–425 BC, who visited Egypt 2 millennia after the pyramid's construction. This notion, however, stems from a misinterpretation by pyramidologist John Taylor in 1859. Taylor creatively construed Herodotus as suggesting that the Great Pyramid's dimensions were such that the area of a square with a side equal to the pyramid's height matched the area of its face triangle, a condition aligning with the golden ratio. Herodotus's actual words, however, tell a different story. He described the pyramid as square, 800 feet each way, and the height the same. Modern calculations convert the Greek measurement to about 236.864 meters, deviating slightly from later surveys. Importantly, the vertical height is only about 146 meters, not 236 meters. Since Herodotus had no means of accurately determining the vertical height, he likely referred to the measurable corner, eris, at around 219 meters. Even if estimating visually, he was only off by approximately 11 meters from the actual eris. The term used by Herodotus, translated as vertical, carries ambiguity in popular descriptions, and its meaning was limited by Euclidean mathematics. Herodotus was not a scientific writer, and his use of language leaves room for interpretation. In essence, Herodotus's account doesn't significantly contribute to the contemporary debate on the intentional geometric design of the Great Pyramid and should not be the sole reason for dismissing the golden ratio triangle theory. Despite the erroneous interpretation, many mathematicians still find support for a golden ratio design when examining the actual dimensions of the Great Pyramid. Therefore, even without relying on the disproven textual evidence from Herodotus, the golden ratio theory remains a subject worth exploring in discussions about the pyramid's architectural intent. The analysis of the Great Pyramid's dimensions involves examining its cross-section, which forms a right-angled triangle with the vertical from the apex, a half base, and the slant side. Determining whether this triangle exhibits golden ratio proportions is crucial for theories about the pyramid's design. Over the centuries, numerous expeditions, from John Greaves in 1638 to Napoleon in 1798, sought the precise measurements, but due to missing casing stones and top courses, definitive answers remain elusive. Modern metrology techniques project original dimensions from fragmentary data. Using averages from respected surveyors like Cole, 1925, Derner, 1981, and Lehner, 1997, the Great Pyramid's height averaged 146.515 meters, and the base averaged 230.363 meters. Applying the Pythagorean theorem to find the apothem, resulting in 186.369 meters, the ratio of apothem to half the base is 1.61803 u to 5 decimal places. This closely aligns with the golden ratio. The ratio of height to half the base is 1.27203, approximating the reciprocal of the golden ratio, Hu. This compelling evidence suggests that the sides of the pyramid's cross-section triangle, whether intentional or accidental, form a harmonic geometric progression of 1, Hu, U. To address potential skepticism about selectively chosen data, additional published measures, over 20 sets from various pyramidologists spanning 1840 to 2012, were examined. It is crucial to note that identifying the golden ratio in measurements does not conclusively prove intentional design. Nevertheless, the consistency of these ratios across diverse data sets adds weight to the intriguing possibility that the Great Pyramid's dimensions may indeed reflect the golden ratio, prompting further exploration into the mysteries of its architectural intent. Exploring various measurements from different sources provides a comprehensive view of the dimensions of the Great Pyramid of Khufu. Notable measurements spanning from 1840 to 2012 include those by Howard Weiss in 1840, Flinders Petrie in 1883, J. H. Cole in 1925, Peter Tompkins in 1971, Livio Stecchini in 1971, Joseph Derner in 1981, George Markowski in 1992, Mark Lehner in 1997, Miroslav Werner in 1998, and numerous others. Averaging the measurements from these sources, the calculated ratio of the apothem to half the base is remarkably close to the golden ratio, U, at 1.61893. Sir Flinders Petrie's meticulous survey in 1883, indicating an original base of 230.3475 meters with a possible margin of error of plus or minus 0.03, reinforces the consistency of the measurements. Various researchers, including Livio Stecchini, Joseph Derner, George Markowski, Mark Lehner, and others, have contributed their measurements over the years. Despite slight variations, the average side length is approximately 230.478 meters, and the average height is around 146.726 meters. Utilizing these averaged measurements, the apothem to half-base ratio closely approximates the golden ratio, U, at 1.61893 within 3 decimal places. Over a meticulous 2-year survey in 1883, Sir Flinders Petrie conducted a comprehensive examination of the pyramid. Indicating an original base measurement of 230.3475 meters, with a probable error margin of plus or minus 0.03 or 1/260,000th of the total, Petrie estimated the vertical height to be 146.7104 meters. This calculation, dividing the apothem by half the base, yields a value of 1.61944. Dr. Mark Lehner, a leading contemporary archaeologist on the Giza Plateau alongside Zahi Hawass, has been primarily focused on mapping the plateau and identifying archaeological remains. Lehner, 1997, estimated a base side of 230.33 meters, a height of 146.59 meters, and a gradient of 51.844. Applying these figures, the resulting apothem to half-base ratio is 1.61870. Glenn Dash, 2012, introduced the most recent and accurate measurements of the base sides, analyzing data from the Giza Plateau Mapping Project's 1984 survey. Using linear regression analysis, he determined an average side length of 230.329 meters. While Dash did not publish a new height or apothem estimate, combining Leonard's height of 146.59 meters with Dash's average side measure results in a ratio of 1.61819, an excellent approximation of the golden ratio.
Measurement science.
Many Egyptologists propose that the ancient Egyptians used a unit of measurement known as the royal cubit for constructing the pyramids. In this system, 1 royal cubit equals 7 palms, and 1 palm consists of 4 digits, fingers, measuring approximately 523.55 millimeters. If we apply this cubit measurement, the theoretical dimensions of the Great Pyramid would be in the ratio of height to side as 280 to 440, rounded figures that would facilitate practical coordination among builders. This implies a side length of around 230.384 meters, which closely aligns with Dash's recent estimate of 230.329 meters. However, due to some disagreement regarding the modern equivalent of the cubit, the reverse assumption could also be valid. If the side length is 230.329 meters, then the cubit might actually measure 523.475 millimeters. The sect, representing the horizontal run to a rise of 1 cubit in the Great Pyramid, is calculated at 5 palms and 2 digits, 5.5 palms. This sect is identical to a rise and run of 14 to 11. See Fig. 4, and corresponds to the ratio of the height to half the base of the Great Pyramid, i.e., 280 to 220. Additionally, with a slight approximation, the 10/9 eris, corner edge, corresponds to an apothem of 14/11, providing excellent agreement, 5,150,039, with the theoretical angle of 5,150,034. This allowed builders to verify construction accuracy by sighting along the straight line of the eris. It could also serve as a means of identifying the builder's intent post-construction through a simple measurement of the corner slant. Petrie, 1883, 93, similarly concluded, the profile used for the work being thus a 14 rise on 11 base. Sequential numbers in the architecture of the Great Pyramid seem to follow patterns like 7, 14, 28, and 5.5, 11, 22, along with multipliers of 4 and 10. These numbers reflect a slope angle of the Great Pyramid as 5150035, 51.843, fractionally differing from the observed 51.844. The ratio of height to half the base is 1.272720, and Hu. Consequently, the pyramid's apothem would be 356 cubits, and if divided by half the base of 220, the result is 89/55, 2 successive terms in the Fibonacci sequence, or 1.618182, intriguingly within almost 5 decimal places of the Leonard number. The pi theory, an alternative geometrical design theory, contends for a reasonable alignment with empirical measurements. In this theory, the height of the pyramid is set equal to the radius of a circle with a circumference matching the perimeter of the pyramid's base, expressed as 4 base, 2 pi, where pi is approximately 3.14159. Using the most recent base estimate of 230.329 meters, the calculated perimeter is 921.316 meters, and when divided by 6.2857, it results in a height of 146.5733 meters. This aligns closely with Leonard's estimated height of 146.59 meters. However, there's an inherent issue with this theory. If the Great Pyramid indeed adheres to the dimensions of the golden ratio, mathematical implications automatically include the pi ratio. This is evident in the fact that 0.618, 1, u, and pi, 4, squared both yield approximately 0.617. The U-Kepler theory suggests a theoretical angle of 5149038, 51.827, while the pi theory yields an angle of 5151014, 51.854, which are very close. The contention between the U and pi theories stems from this close similarity. The dimensions, especially cubit measures, described earlier could reasonably support either viewpoint. fueling the argument that the Great Pyramid may have been designed to exhibit both ratios. Particularly appealing to those who connect pyramid design to the circumference of the Earth and other cosmological ideas, the pi theory is intriguing. Some, like the eminent surveyor Petrie, subscribe to the pi theory due to its corollary appeal in the British scientific milieu of the late 19th century. However, it's noteworthy that the use of pi as an organizing principle is hard to find in the art or architecture of ancient Egyptians, and Gideon, 1957, 473, even asserts that the circle and curve were generally absent from Egyptian art, reserved for symbols of the gods. In the absence of direct textual evidence pointing to the design of Khufu's pyramid, let's explore the compositional relationships incorporated into the art and architecture of the Old Kingdom. We can infer certain motivations through ancient Egyptian religion, aesthetics, and the use of proportion. Overall, assessments of architectural authorship intention in ancient Egypt suggest the presence of geometrical figures and mathematical relationships related to the golden ratio. Although applying a singular theory to the architecture of ancient Egypt poses difficulties, one theory, in particular, has gained credibility. Badawi, 1965, found consistent evidence of a simple golden ratio proportion, 1:1.6, applied to the plans of 55 Egyptian temples by using a 5:8 isosceles triangle. Additionally, an investigation over 12 years at Luxor Temple demonstrated the use of golden ratios in its architectural plan, corresponding to vital anatomical parts of the body. The ancient Egyptians seemed to utilize the septenary unit, based on the royal cubit of 7 palms, and the factor of 11 in solving practical geometric calculations, with proportions like 18 minutes 11 seconds and 1 millisecond closely approximating the golden ratio, U. The vertical grid line through the eye and navel bisecting the triangle of the pharaoh's apron reflects the shape of the pyramid and serves as a center of procreative continuity. Gantenbrink, 1997, found 14:11 and 11:7 proportions evident in interior measures and in the horizontal exit points of symbolic exits for the pharaoh's ka, spirit, to reach the afterlife. These proportions also align with the observed angle of the pyramid. The square grid proportion of the Egyptian sitting figure is 14 squares high with the navel at 7 squares, providing another link to the pyramid's proportions. The alignment of navels in sitting and prone figures determines the location of the royal burial chamber, emphasizing the significance of 7:11 rectangles. It is difficult to believe that the construction of the massive Pyramid of Khufu was not intentionally based on a specific and important design. The precision of the exterior proportions aligns perfectly with the interior chambers and corridors, demonstrating a deliberate and well-thought-out plan. The fact that the earlier Pyramid of Sneferu at Midam and the later 5th Dynasty Pyramid of Niuser share the same proportions further supports the idea of intentional design. The empirical evidence from surveyed dimensions consistently reveals the presence of the golden ratio and, to a slightly lesser extent, the pi ratio. This suggests that the ancient Egyptians intentionally built the Great Pyramid to showcase mathematical concepts like U or pi, or possibly both. However, the reason for incorporating these mathematical principles remains unclear. It seems unlikely that it was solely to demonstrate advanced mathematical knowledge, considering the Egyptians' profound spiritual and funereal concerns. In my perspective, the shape of the Great Pyramid was not explicitly intended to incorporate the geometrical and mathematical theories of U or pi. Instead, it reflects the religiously significant idealism of human proportions used in depicting gods and pharaohs in Egyptian art. The Egyptians had a preference for simple golden ratio proportions in their art and architecture, and the appearance of the golden ratio in the Great Pyramid might be a consequence of applying the same human proportion formula used in their artistic depictions. The choice of the pyramid's slope angle was likely influenced by a desire to avoid structural problems encountered in earlier pyramids and to align with the architectural and artistic traditions of the time. Harmonizing this angle with interior dimensions and ensuring coordination among the construction workforce were crucial considerations. Designing the Great Pyramid to adhere to the Egyptian canon of proportion used in art for centuries carried the same religious and cultic significance as the depictions of the figures themselves. For the ancient Egyptians, the pyramids symbolized renewal, generative continuity, and the permanence of life after death. Therefore, the concept of self-similarity and generative continuity, as seen in their artistic depictions of the human figure, was a natural and meaningful choice for the design of Khufu's tomb. As we conclude our journey through the marvels of ancient history, the Great Pyramid of Khufu stands as a testament to the ingenuity and craftsmanship of the ancient Egyptians. This colossal structure, perched on the Giza Plateau, not only captivates with its grandeur but conceals profound mysteries that have intrigued scholars and enthusiasts for millennia. Our exploration delved into the mathematical and architectural enigmas surrounding the Great Pyramid, from the golden ratio to the pi theory. The empirical evidence suggests a deliberate incorporation of these mathematical concepts, raising questions about the ancient Egyptians' intentions and their advanced understanding of geometry. However, as we unveil the secrets within the pyramid's dimensions, it becomes apparent that the primary influence might have been the Egyptians' long-standing adherence to divine proportions. The architectural choices resonate with the religious and cultic significance embedded in their art, reflecting ideals of continuity and regeneration central to their beliefs. In essence, the Great Pyramid of Khufu appears to be a manifestation of the Egyptians' reverence for the golden ratio, a reflection of the divine proportions used to depict gods and pharaohs. While the mathematical theories of U and pi may offer intriguing insights, they seem to be consequences rather than deliberate design choices. As we leave the realm of ancient mysteries, let us carry forward the awe and fascination inspired by the Great Pyramid. It serves as a bridge connecting the past to the present, a silent witness to the timeless quest for knowledge and the eternal pursuit of understanding our place in the cosmos. Thank you for joining us on this expedition into the heart of the ancient world. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep unlocking the mysteries that bind us across the ages.
Goodbye.